This is the Gargoyle of the Front Row Fanatics, and you're watching my two good friends on Top Rope Reality.
Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas to everybody out there from Top Rope Reality. I'm Rudolph Hogan.
I'm Santa Carter.
And let's start off with some more Toppies here in part 4 of the list. We start off with the NXT Superstar of the Year, and it goes to the undefeated.
He is.
Aleister Black.
Absolutely.
Will he be a future NXT champion?
He better be. Biggest mistake of the year is filming 205 Live after SmackDown.
Wait a minute, 205 Live, that's a Raw. That's a Raw brand.
It is a Raw brand thing.
Yes, and why is it up against SmackDown? That really doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make sense to put it after SmackDown, and it also doesn't make sense for travel reasons. Why have them on both shows? Film it before Raw.
Or have them
go with SmackDown.
Down, yes, I know.
Dude, they were supposed
you
to
had
do
a
that.
chance there, and you let Raw win the match and keep them. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Swap them over to SmackDown.
I know. Well, up next, the next topic is Shock of the Year.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one.
As we got Kenny Omega taking on Chris Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom 12.
When Jericho dropped that bombshell, that is the Shock of the Year.
Oh yes. Sent shockwaves through the wrestling world.
What did Vince McMahon think?
Nobody cares.
I didn't know. Well, how can Jericho do it if he's still in the contract with WWE? I know.
He's not, guys. That's why he can also do that cruise without their permission and use other people.
That's right.
The Outstage You're Welcome Toppy of the Year is going to go to Brock Lesnar holding the Universal Championship.
Yes.
Just too much. We got Pierre over there giving our script to us.
It's getting old. It is getting old with him holding the title. You know?
It is.
What does it bring to the show?
Nothing. Because he's not on the show.
He's not. And they're talking right now, I guess he's going to be Royal Rumble and then WrestleMania. He's
Nothing in between.
He's not going to be in Chamber. It's going to be a No One Contenders match.
Like Murder, She Wrote.
Santa, She Wrote.
What?
Santa, She Wrote.
Santa, She Wrote.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
Because it is our holiday episode.
It is. We got
He's
next.
just going to town, guys.
Up next, we got the Indie Show, and it falls in the same category again
of WrestleCade. It's a good show.
He was worried about Starrcade, but
they apparently still did well. Their attendance was down during that evening, but they did a 3-day thing, so they were not lacking money.
No, it's not like you're doing 1 and 1 and then you're done.
Because they did a Friday show, they did a Saturday morning show, they did the Saturday evening thing, then they did a Sunday morning church service with George South, and then I think they also did like a Sunday night thing.
I probably didn't lose any money.
No. And up next is our annual. This has become just an annual thing.
Some will go, others will start to be new ones, but this one will stay.
This is going to stay forever. Yes. As we give you the Dick Togo Award. This year has hands down. Hands down.
There was nobody.
There's nobody else anywhere near. It has to go to Anthem for being the Dick to go, if you will.
Yes.
Because they were pure Dick Togos.
Yes.
To Matt Hardy and the Broken Universe. They were just trying to give him a hard time. They really were.
They are, yes.
We did not. No. That.
Yes. We're okay though. We're good. Up next is the Daniel Bryan Yes Award. And that goes to the announcement of Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks show, INDY Show.
10,000 seat arena. They're saying first part of 2018 we will find out where at and when tickets will be on sale.
There you go. I mean, that'll be a hot seller.
There's some people talking that if they want to, because Cody's already said his dream match would be him versus Daniel Bryan in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is people are calling for Kenny Omega. And if they pull this off, oh boy, they pull this off, I wish I lived near it. Because they're talking about the other main event match will be Kenny Omega taking on CM Punk. If they can pull that off,
Yeah.
10,000 seats right there with those 2 matches. You're done right there. You know, I don't need to hear nothing else.
No, who cares what else? Filler.
Filler matches, that's all. We just need to know those 2 matches and we're done. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, Young Bucks will be in a predominant tag match.
Of course.
Pretty much, if you're in the Bullet Club, you should be in a match, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a Bullet Club production, if you will.
Yeah, that's
So that's the way I look at it. So, you know, they may not. I don't know.
Jimmy Jacobs probably.
Oh yeah, that's another good one. Yeah.
That's another good one since he's free to go.
And another good one, if they want to really pull it off, is to pull in Joey Ryan because you know he's got the whole.
Yes, he does.
He's got that move. Everybody wants to see him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So Cody has been going to all these shows. He knows what works. He knows what's been getting over. So he can pull all that into one super show.
Yeah, that'll be a big show.
And that's another thing. People are saying that, you know, the wrestling community, they're worried. The wrestling promotions are worried that if they pull this off and it does well, then it could promote other wrestlers to say, I don't need to work for promotions. I'm going to put on my own big shows.
Yeah.
It could work out. It's a great time to be a fan. It's a great time to be in the business. That's all we know right now. It's a great time to be in wrestling.
And talking about in wrestling, the future is now.
Future's right now.
Who will be in the NXT before the end of 2018?
This is a good one.
And the topic goes to
EC3.
What?
Yes, not ECW.
EC3.
You
How
run,
can
run
he
away, run away from Impact.
How can he be in NXT? He's in Impact.
And you know what? Bring his manager in, Dixie Carter. You know, because she was coming in to be the lover of Kurt Angle at one time. That was so stupid. But hey, I mean, that would get people talking, wouldn't it?
It would.
Him and his aunt showing up on NXT, being in the front row of a takeover. What? Dixie Carter and EC3, yeah. Exactly.
It was 4 people, and I can see Hunter pulling something like that off.
Hey, you know he could, and he would do it just to get people talking. You ain't even got a user after that. Just be like, hey, there we go.
I know.
And you don't even have to say their name. You don't put their names on the bottom of the screen because EC3 is going to be owned by Impact anyway.
Yeah.
Unless they allow him to use it afterward. Her name is Dixie Carter. I don't know what you would call him, but I mean, did they ever put the names at the bottom of the screen when they show the people in the audience?
I think they do.
So I don't know, but that people would freak out if they saw them. But anyway, I digress. It's got my mind going now. I'm excited about it. I need to call Dixie and be like, hey, get this.
Just
guy.
call him Ethan Carter.
Good.
Yeah,
He's not the third.
He's not. He's
He's
Ethan
EC.
Carter.
He's EC.
He's EC, yeah. This is enough. How would I know?
It'd be funny if they call him 3EC. Hey, can't do nothing about it.
And James Storm could be the bodyguard for his aunt.
Oh, they are friends. They are good friends. That would be
We're
good.
in a little faction here.
Hey, they're taking over.
He can't do. James Storm can't do too much, so he can just be a bodyguard or whatever.
They're taking over.
Taking over.
Yeah, that. See, it would make it look like a brutal takeover coming in. Ring of Honor just took over at the other takeover.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you bring in TNA and they take over. It would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Got my mind going though.
They get to have people talking, I know.
It really would. But we digress.
Because Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love.
Ooh, there it is. I like it.
And what if you just see Dixie talking to Hunter in the back?
Oh.
He share you.
Oh,
That's all you need.
that's all you need.
Just a few teases, like a week before takeover.
Boom. What is she doing in Orlando? No.
Let's go now to the 12 roster moves that he must
She needs a
make
job.
right now. Yeah, she does a good job. Number 9, the Bryant Kendrick to SmackDown Live.
Jumping over there to SmackDown Live. The Bryant Kendrick's redemption story in last year's Cruiserweight Classic was nothing short of spectacular, ultimately leading to WWE bringing him back for the relaunch of the Cruiserweight division in September 2016. Although fans were familiar with him from his previous run at WWE, the creative team failed to fully flush out his character along with the rest of the wrestlers, and thus his heel run was off to a flat start. At Hell in the Cell, he clinched his first and only Cruiserweight Championship before losing it in a month later, and since then he has mainly been utilized as a stepping stone for stars such as Rich Swann, TJP, Akira Tozawa, and Jack Gallagher. Considering he is in the twilight of his career, it's easy to understand why he wouldn't be a bigger fixture on 205 Live, but he's still very much capable of contesting great matches and achieving success. Before he was released from the WWE in the year 2009, he had a fun singles run as the Bryant Kendrick, with Ezekiel Jackson serving as his heavy, aka bodyguard. Now, it isn't imperative that WWE re-sign Ezekiel Jackson, because they're not going to, and reunite him with Kendrick, but the man with a plan could be a solid mid-card level heel on SmackDown Live, given his history with general manager Daniel Bryan. He could always bring in another big guy to be his bodyguard.
Oh yeah, they probably got to
redo the whole storyline. But yes, why is that like that? That's
because 8 already happened, so we don't need to do 8.
Oh.
Yes.
So
next time 8 was Kalisto
Would have
to
been.
205 Live.
But
he's already there, so we don't need to do that.
So we're going to jump.
And next time we're going to jump to 7, Baron Corbin to Raw.
Ooh, that'd be different.
It would be different.
Would be very different.
Now we go to the WCW 10 moments you totally don't remember. I don't remember. Do you remember? I think you remember. Goldberg refusing to follow the script.
I remember. Goldberg's heel turn in the summer of 2000 was bad enough, but booking him to deviate from the script at New Blood or Rising, is what it's supposed to say, refused to take a Kevin Nash powerbomb.
Nope, you skipped August.
Woo!
Boy,
Oh, I see it now.
Yes.
Whoa! I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
And you went New Blood. You went New Blood Rising. That's what's supposed to be. It's right there.
I saw the other R word and I said, "Refuse." They messed it up. Deviate from the script of New Blood Rising that August was torturous to fans trying to enjoy WCW programming. This was another Russo brainwave to have Bill refuse to take a Kevin Nash powerbomb and walk out on his match, as the announcers bemoaned the fact, that's a weird word, the fact that Goldberg was refusing to do the job for Nash as planned. Fans and attendants sat on their hands wondering what the heck was going on. Russo was trying to appeal to smart fans who reveled in what happened backstage. All he did was annoy those who still believed in WCW's product. Scott Steiner was even applauded by the company for doing the right thing and losing for Nash after Goldberg walked out. Talk about irritating. This bogus peeling back of the curtain was another nail in WCW's coffin and deserves way more criticism than it gets. Dun, dun, dun.
Next time on number 4, we will do the Warrior kidnapping.
Do you remember that?
No.
Because see, what had happened was
Just the Warrior kidnapped.
Hogan and Warrior were feuding.
Yes.
And of course the disciple is that's Hogan's disciple.
Brother Brutai.
Brother Brutai. Yes. The man with no name, the man with no face. Yes, all that guy, yes.
The barber, yes.
The barber, and he was the butcher, I think, at one time too. Anyway, he joined up because he got kidnapped by Warrior, and Warrior basically brainwashed him, basically. Joined the good side. Sounds weird, right? But they were called the One Warrior Nation, the OWN instead of the NWO, or the Oprah Winfrey Network, whichever one you want to call it.
I remember that.
Well, the OW. Once the OWN started, it was just Warrior. Well, then he brainwashed Disciple, and Disciple kind of joined with him until Warrior disappeared because he left the company.
Yes.
There was nothing left for the Disciple. Like, what do we do? Oh, put him back with Hogan. All right.
That's funny.
Put him back.
You have no name now. Get over there.
Exactly.
Up next, 10 things that you must do at Starrcade
97. Oh my
2017. Let's see, did they do it? Did they pay tribute to Dusty Rhodes?
Starrcade was the brainchild of one American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So it's important that he is properly credited for the event's creation on November the 25th.
Which I believe he was.
There's also talk of Cody Rhodes making a brief WWE comeback too. Did not happen. And that go a long way towards establishing some kind of emotional link to the old shows. One thing WWE must do is pay tribute to the old Dusty Rhodes, like with polka dots.
No, sans polka dots.
That's what that means. Like, for example, polka dots. Sans is like, that's another thing.
Don't do the polka dots.
Right, they don't need to do.
Yes. Not like polka dots.
Is that what sans means? Don't do it?
I think so.
I don't know.
You want the old Dusty Rhodes, not
but
the
why
not
would
the
you
polka dots.
Why would you want the WWE polka dots? Why would you want
No,
that? Because you're talking about
definitely
WWE. You're talking about WCW stuff. We're talking about the baby-faced warrior for the common man who had people's pulses racing back in his heyday of the 80s. The same Dusty who battled Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen is the one Starrcade should focus on. Okay, now I get it. Okay, they are talking about don't do the polka dot.
Yes.
Not the cartoon monster WWE created. The announcers, whoever they are, why would there be announcers? Because it was a house show. We'll mention Rhodes on commentary. There's no doubt about that. WWE should go a step further and prepare a special video package properly thanking Dusty for his contributions to the business and for coming out with such a huge event before WrestleMania. So, we already know there was no commentary.
That we know of.
There shouldn't be, unless they're gonna show it later on. There were cameras there. We don't know if there was a video package, but what we do know is that Dustin paid homage to his dad.
But if they did
natural.
film it, they always can go in the back. I mean, they can, do them commentating. Whoever they want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get Ronaldo over there.
Exactly. But yeah, so we know of that they did a contribution to him and tributed him by having the natural Dustin Rhodes come out and do his whole gimmick. So that was a paying homage to him. We don't know if there's a video package.
We don't know. Next time, number 7 will be avoid WCW bashing.
Well, it was just a house show, so they shouldn't have bashed.
They shouldn't have bashed nobody.
There was probably no bashing.
No, not even no bash at the beach.
No bash at the beach, no.
Now we're going to do the Montreal Screwjob. 10 backstage stories about what really happened that night. And we're up to Sergeant Slaughter on what happened backstage.
Unknown to most fans, Sergeant Slaughter was at ringside during the Montreal Screwjob, standing beside Vince.
Now, if you see
McMahon.
the
You watch it.
I don't know,
Sergeant Slaughter is a close friend of Vince. He is likely that WWE's boss brought him along for the match for some extra protection in case things got bad. Sergeant Slaughter appeared on the Brad and Britt show where he told his side of what happened. He says that even though referee Earl Hebner gets credit with calling for the bell, it was actually Vince making the call. After what happened, he recalls running into a fuming... Did I skip anything?
You did.
Dadgummit! Vince calling for the bell. Vince gets up and yells for the bell, not the referee. Vince McMahon jumped up, told the bell ringer to ring the bell.
Yeah, after that happened.
After what happened... Is that where I'm at?
After what happened, yeah.
After what happened, he recalls running into a fuming Brett backstage. Vince went into his room and locked the door. Pretty soon he comes out. Brett and he looked right at me and I said I had no idea. He looked me right in the eye and said, I believe you. He finally found Vince's room, started banging on the door, going crazy. Vince didn't answer the door and Brett stormed off to the locker room. An interesting perspective on what happened. Somebody had to get punched in the face. Right? Vince is supposed to get punched in the eye. So, why would Vince have not opened the door to get punched in the eye? So that's throw it off a little bit. Why would he have just not been able to open the door and just walked off?
Because I swore that I've heard some stories where they were in the room together and he punched him right in the face. He said, let him punch him.
Just the two of them in the room. He got punched and then he walked out and everybody saw him walk out and then everybody saw Vince sitting in the room. So that part makes no sense.
That's right.
But yeah, so I mean, I could see where their Sergeant Slaughter wouldn't have known, but
next time, the final one.
Brett knocks out Vince. Exactly.
There you go.
So, what did he leave and come back to Vince's room? I mean, we'll have to see next week or next time.
Next year.
2010. But yeah, so that's interesting. But we shall see.
That is true.
It's very weird. Scroll her down.
Scrolling down. As we do the Top Rope Reality Hall of Fame.
So we have our own Hall of Fame here. We have a whole building.
Yeah, we
whole
do.
thing.
It's amazing.
Memorabilia and everything, yeah. So,
great bust, just like this wonderful Toppy here of all our Hall of Fame inductees. So.
Absolutely. But we've been doing this since 2014. 2014, we only did 2 people, one for me and one for him. 2015, we had a guest with us, Mr. Gargoyle, who's been, friend of the show for years. And he had a group, I had a group, and you had a group that went in.
Yep.
2016, you had a group and I had a group.
Mm-hmm.
This year, same concept, but we're adding something. WWE has always done a main eventer, a mid-carder, a woman, a person that's passed on, and a celebrity usually. Well, we don't do celebrity wing here.
No.
So we, in that spot, we always make sure that there's a manager that goes in.
Yes.
Hopefully we don't run out of managers. So one day it'll happen.
Yes.
So.
But we added a mid-carder this year, and we'll
decided to
continue
add a
on.
mid-carder.
Yes.
Yes, we decided to kind of go with that realm of things, because if Coco Beware could be in theirs, then we need a mid-card group. Just saying.
We got to get Coco in ours.
We do not have to do that, but we have to be fair to the mid-cards. No Coco. So let's make a sign like Drew Gulak. No Coco. Yeah. No to Coco. No Coco.
Yes.
That's awful, I know.
Well, let's start off with the women.
Women's.
You go ahead and induct yours. And
I'm going to induct mine, ladies and gentlemen. She was a pioneer in the women's division. She was way before her time. And we are talking about Medusa / Alundra Blaze. Yes. Much before her time. She didn't have a lot of competition.
Well, speaking before her time.
Before her time, absolutely.
She was gorgeous. She was beautiful. Gorgeous. Yes. She caught the eye of one superstar that every manager in the WWF had their eye on.
Yes, they were looking for him.
They thought they had him locked up.
Yep.
And she strode in.
Out of nowhere. Nobody knew who she was.
And took this macho man to great heights. She is the one and only Miss Elizabeth.
Yes. Much deserved.
Yes.
She needs to go in the real one, too.
She does.
Up next is our manager section. As I take a man who has managed some of the best. Mm-hmm. And is still managing to this day. Managing the up-and-comers. He managed the Road Warriors, who went into our Hall of Fame last year. He managed the Disciples of Apocalypse. And he has also managed, or managing at this point, the AOP. We're talking about the Authors of Pain. We are talking about Paul Ellering, precious Paul Ellering. And he was also once a wrestler.
He was.
Very early on in his career, he was a wrestler. Much like J.J. Dillon and Bobby the Brain Heenan, they quickly moved on and realized they were better at the talking aspect, and that's where they were going to get their money at. So that's where Paul Ellering went to.
Mine, he's been a manager, of course. He's in this section. He has to be a manager.
Manager, has to be.
He's still a manager or an advocate today. He's been an owner of a company.
He has been. He's been on the writing staff.
He's been a guy who takes photographs.
He did early on take photographs. And he's been a general manager as well.
He also needs to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, but he is
Okay.
now in our Hall of Fame, and that is Paul Heyman.
Paul E. Dangerous,
Yes.
if you will. Up next, we have our tag team division, and this one they've been in every promotion you could think of. They've been in WWF. They've been in WCW. I don't know if they had a little stint in the AWA. Did they mess around in the AWA a little bit?
Yes,
They did. So they've been all around the independents early on, and they're still to this day making appearances. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the tag team that you just get a little bit nasty when you get around them. They put their nasty sensation living on the random Nastyville, I think it was.
It was Nastyville.
They put your head in their underarm in the pit stop, and we are talking about the Nasty Boys. Brian Knobs, Jerry Sachs.
Now, I was just looking at this on my tag team, and I noticed that their manager hasn't been put in yet.
Oh, could have went in with them.
That's true.
On yours.
That is true. But I guess they beat him to the punch.
They did. But just like the Road Warriors beat Paul Ellering to the punch instead of going in with them.
They've been everywhere except the WWF. But wherever they've been very successful.
An Incarnation was in the WWF, though.
A very bad
A bad Incarnation, but they were there.
Yes, but they weren't. I mean,
These two.
he was a broadcaster.
He was.
He was a broadcaster.
So that's the team you're talking about. That particular.
Yes.
That particular duo.
Yes, a beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan, the Midnight Express.
We're not talking about Randy Rose and Dennis Caldry.
Nope.
And we're definitely not talking about Bart Gunn and Bob Holly.
No.
Never.
Okay. Now you're mid-card.
Nope. Bob Holly might go to mid-card one day,
Yes.
but he ain't going to be no tag team.
Now you're passed away.
Yes, the unfortunate. That's the area I don't like, but you know, at least they get to go in. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about on this one. He's been in everywhere. He's been in the NWA, WCW, WWE. He may have even hung out in Japan a little bit. He was one of the greatest big men of all time. Mm-hmm. Very agile, and he hung out with your tag team. He was a bodyguard for your tag team.
He was.
Maybe not that incarnation, but he was a bodyguard for that.
Yeah, I don't think it was that one.
I don't think it was Beautiful Bobby and Dennis Calderby.
I think it was.
Yeah, but he was just a bodyguard at first. He moved on to the WWF and became a huge superstar. We are talking about the Big Boss Man. He was Big Bubba Rogers. He was the Guardian Angel. He was the boss. He was just Big Bubba. I mean, he was Ray Traylor. Mm-hmm. But yes, he is the Big Boss Man. That's what he's most known for, and he definitely deserved to go in. He's in the real one, in the WWE, so yes. It's a good pick.
It is. My passed away superstar comes from a famous family.
Very famous.
He's been successful everywhere he's been.
That's true.
He's been a world champion.
He has been. That's true.
Yes. He's been the Cruiserweight champion, United States champion.
Tag team champion.
Tag team champion, yes, that's true.
Multiple times,
yes. Yeah. And comes from the Great Guerrero family.
Did you say United States?
I think I did say United States.
Okay.
And Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero.
Is already in the WWE Hall of Fame.
He is. So. Definitely deserves to be in ours.
Yes.
And then we're going to go with our mid-card. Mine's kind of right on the edge there.
Yes.
Mine is, depends on when you look at him. Sometimes he's mid-card, sometimes he was main event. But he always stayed in that, upper area.
He did.
He started out in the NWA. Before he was a football player, and he went to the NWA. And then he became a huge star in the WWF with a couple of different gimmicks. Went back to WCW in controversial fashion and made huge waves and was there until the end of his career. And we are talking about the total package, the narcissist, the made in the USA, the Lex Express. We were talking about Lex Luger, a former Four Horsemen member, tag team champion, United States champion, world heavyweight champion.
Yep.
Yeah. He was never Intercontinental champion for WWE, though.
No.
I don't think he won any belts in WWE, unless it was tag belts. I don't think he won those either.
I think him and Davey won.
Him and Davey?
I think so.
They were a tag team for a little while.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, definitely deserves it.
Yes.
He needs to go in the WWE one, in my opinion. Sting could be the one to do that. An obvious choice.
Yeah. My mid-card guy, he's also from the NWA, WCW, WWE, where he pretty much...
He revolutionized the business, in my opinion.
I think so, yes, because he had definitely a different... He was in TNA, too.
Yes, he was. He
but
does
he
not like to talk about it.
No, he don't like to talk about it, but he was also there, too. But yeah, still going strong at his late 40s, I think it is.
He's definitely getting up there.
He is getting up there. But yeah, he definitely... What he was in WCW and NWA is totally different when he was in WWE.
That's true.
I mean, a complete 360 of the character.
Oh, yeah. Completely different person.
But he's also been Intercontinental Champion. He's also been Tag Team Champion. He can be a serious gimmick, or he can be a comedy gimmick.
He may be U.S. champion. He may be U.S. champion with the WCW. I mean, yeah, WCW.
Yep, I think he was television champion.
Ooh.
Yes.
He definitely would have had won gold. I mean, look at who his
Daddy,
family
yes.
was. Yeah.
Yes, and his brother. Yes.
He's in the business too.
We are talking about a Goldust.
Yes. And then my main event superstar that's going in. There's a connection here for both of these main event guys going in. And we did not plan that. But my main event person going in is someone who went to the WCW power plant, got rejected. And then once he was older up in age, showed up for OVW and hit a stride there. And he was just a lackey for somebody at one point, and then he got sent over to Raw, and that's where it all came together. We're talking about Batista going from the Deacon to the basically the muscle for the Evolution. And multi-time World Heavyweight Champion, multi-time Tag Team Champion. I don't believe he got any of the mid-card belts. He stayed up there at the top.
I think he did too,
But yes, he definitely deserves to go in, and he is now a huge movie star with Guardians of the Galaxy and Blade Runner 2049 and 007.
Yeah.
And now you'll know why he is connected with the other person when he tells you his pick.
Mine was a third-generation superstar. The first ever third-generation superstar. He was been Intercontinental Champion.
Has been. Yes.
I think he's been Tag Team Champion.
Rock. Yep. Yeah, his other partner. Yeah.
Yep. Been multi-time World Champion.
A bunch.
He's been a face. He's been a heel. And he's been a giant star.
Huge.
And huge, yes.
Huge.
In Hollywood.
See the connection there?
And that is The Rock.
Yes. Almost gave that away because I almost said Rocket Sock Connection. You saw where I was going there. My brain was thinking, I was like, yeah, he was Tag Team Champion, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yep, that's where my brain was going. I was like, no, don't say it yet. But yes, so we put Hollywood in as our main event people.
That's true.
This year.
But to recap, Miss Elizabeth, Paul Heyman, Midnight Express, Eddie Guerrero, Goldust, and The Rock for me.
Medusa, Paul Ellering, Nasty Boys, Big Boss Man, Lex Luger, and Batista for me.
There were a lot of connections there. We had two Pauls. We've had, like you said, Boss Man in the main event, two Hollywood types. So, yeah.
It is interesting. Very interesting stuff. And there's another connection, Medusa and Paul Heyman with the Danish Alliance.
That's true, yeah.
Interesting.
That is true.
Interesting stuff. But now we're going to...
And Luger and Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's sad.
Well,
Oops.
working together and then, yes, outside the business, yes.
Outside the business was sad. But,
Yes, it was.
but anyway, we're going to continue on and finish our Toppy 2017 awards to finish out
And
part
our big
4.
year ender.
Yes, to finish our big year ender here. The most hated wrestler of the year, probably going to be for many years, will have to go to Mr. Roman Reigns.
Yes. Up next is the most popular wrestler of the year. And he's got a few more years left.
He does have a few.
Is AJ Styles.
Our pay-per-view of the year, pretty much almost every year goes to this, would have to go to WrestleMania.
We may have a run for his money in 2018.
Yeah, with this
Yes.
people's right here.
Yes. The match of the year goes to Okada and Omega from Wrestle Kingdom 11.
Yes, Wrestle Kingdom 12 may be pay-per-view of the year for the next time around. The Indie Wrestler of the Year, we talked about him before with Cody Rhodes' show coming up, that this guy probably needs to be on it, and we're talking about Joey Ryan with the penis blex.
Yes.
Because
No one can stop it.
I don't understand the why people get into this,
But nobody can stop it.
but Lord.
I know. And the
weird.
last toppy of this big year ender and of 2017.
This particular thing includes WWE, Impact, Ring of Honor, any indie wrestler, New Japan, All Japan, AAA, as you like to call it,
AAA.
CMLL, any wrestler in the world, I'm talking about world over, everybody. This is Wrestler of the Year. It's not just indie wrestler, it's not just most popular, it's just any wrestler.
Yes.
Number one wrestler of the year for Top Rope Reality. This is what our choice is.
Yes. And the winner. And the Wrestler of the Year for 2017 for Top Rope Reality. And the toppy goes to
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Making waves in the indies. Making
He is.
waves.
He's definitely making waves, and for good, not for bad.
Yes, that's true.
Well, that is it, folks. I hope you have a happy holiday and a nice and wonderful New Year.
Absolutely.
As we start off 2018, I'm going to hang around my huggy here because it's hugging me up pretty nice.
It's hugging you up there.
It's hugging me up. I'll be all nice and warm as we watch in the New Year. Say goodbye to 2017.
It's over with.
Things we've seen come and go, people,
Some things need to go. Yes.
and what is our future for 2018?
Bigger and better things, as always.
Always bigger and better things. For
Always.
top reality and wrestling in general.
Absolutely.
I think it'll be totally changed from what it is now.
Oh, absolutely.
The way things are going with Cody and them on the independent
yes.
scene, and you know how much longer does Vince got? How much more power will Stephanie and her get? How about Ring of Honor? Will it gain more?
Right.
Will Impact go out of business, or will Canada be their great Easter egg, their golden Easter egg for them?
Might help them.
Evolve, will they join the network? And a few other companies.
Right.
How about the United Kingdom? Will that get picked up over here from Vince and the WWE Network?
Never know.
You never know.
A lot of things could be happening this new year.
Well, come on back and join us in January of 2018 right here at Top Row Rally. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I am Justin Carter.
And we hope you have a great holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you next year.